What kind of impact are you concerned it might have on clinical trials?
So I can speak specifically, so in terms of the potential impact of COVID-19 on the ongoing clinical trials, I can speak specifically in regards to GALACTIC-HF, which is ongoing now, and we're planning on being able to read out fourth quarter of this year. So have been in contact very early on with our investigator sites and have had tremendous support from the regulatory agencies as well as other groups and operations folks to continue obtaining the endpoints and information on the trial. So I really do not anticipate that this is going to adversely affect our specific trial in the place where we're at. And I guess I'll specifically say that I think Amgen, Servier, and Cytokinetics, the sponsors of the trial, did a great job of working with us and being willing to work with us very quickly from the executive committee to take care of these issues. On a more global issue, I would also want to really send congratulations to the FDA and EMA, who worked very early on. They reached out to us as clinical trialists and clinical trial leaders, asked our opinions on things, and worked very hard to get out guidance documents and information to help us guide through this process. In some ways, some of what we've seen, one of the ironies is in heart failure, at least, many of the heart failure therapies that we have shown to, in trials, have actually shown to reduce the rates of bronchitis, pneumonia, and associated pulmonary disease. Now, some would say that that's because those are misclassified heart failure events, and that's possible. But others have suggested that when you can effectively treat heart failure, it makes a person less likely to have pulmonary infections and pulmonary involvement of things. I am not in any way saying that these heart failure therapies are a cure for COVID by any means. But I do think the other aspect is the Heart Failure Society of America, the ACC, the AHA, all put together this joint statement encouraging and actually begging physicians to not stop heart failure therapies in the midst of all this. I think the greatest threat to our clinical trials is going to be people not trying inadvertently or purposely stopping their heart failure therapies. They should not do so. There's not any scientific basis for that at this point in time. And I think that will, as long as people stay on their therapies and take good care of themselves, we should get through this fine. The only other aspect is, and we're seeing this with myocardial infarctions, certainly, people are scared to come to the hospital. And that's not an unreasonable concern. But if for the patients who might be having stroke symptoms or myocardial infarction symptoms or real decompensation of heart failure, it's imperative that they still go to the hospital, that they still get care if they are in that level extremis. Unfortunately, what we're seeing is patients delaying or not going at all and completing their myocardial infarctions or their strokes at home where we can't help them. And so those are the things, and that will have an impact on the clinical trials as well, because we will have more kind of untreated events, unfortunately.